A protege of Andrew Jackson, he was known as Young Hickory. He was the only president to have served as Speaker of the House. He served one term as governor of Tennessee, then lost in 2 subsequent elections. He became the first dark horse candidate to be nominated for president and won a close election against Henry Clay. His presidency was dominated by the war with Mexico and resulted in territorial expansion for the U.S. with the acquisition of Texas and the Mexican cession in America's Southwest, and an agreement with Britain which set the boundaries of Oregon Territory. Worn out by the cares of office, he declined to run for a second term and retired to Tennessee, but died just 3 months after leaving the presidency. He is our nation's 11th chief executive, James K. Polk. Let's take a look on a map at some sites associated with James K. Polk. Polk was born in Pineville, North Carolina, just to the south of Charlotte, near the South Carolina border. It's the same general region where Andrew Jackson was born. And if you visit today, you can go to the James K. Polk State Historic Site, and you can see a replica of the house in which Polk was born. The main site for looking at Polk's life and presidency is in Columbia, Tennessee, in central Tennessee, and that is the James K. Polk Home and Museum. This is the home which was owned by his parents and where he lived when he was in his 20s prior to his marriage to Sarah. They have a good museum there, and you can tour the house. It's the only extant house privately owned where Polk lived. In nearby Nashville is where his estate Polk Place was located, and that's where he retired to after the presidency. He died just 3 months after leaving office, and he was initially buried on the grounds of Polk Place. His wife Sarah outlived him by more than 40 years, and she lived there on that property. Unfortunately, after Sarah's death, the house was torn down, and it's now in a residential neighborhood, and there's no trace of the Polk Place estate, which is really a tragedy. Polk's remains were moved to the Tennessee State Capitol grounds, and he's buried there today. There is some effort to have him moved to the home in Columbia, Tennessee, so that has not yet taken place, but may in the future. Now let's take a look at some of these sites associated with James K. Polk. Let's take a look at some books in my library pertaining to James K. Polk. I have a biography of Polk by Walter R. Borneman. It's called Polk, the Man Who Transformed the Presidency and America, and it was published in 2008. If you're looking for a book which really delves into the Mexican War and the whole history of westward expansion and manifest destiny, a good book is A Country of Vast Designs, James K. Polk, The Mexican War and the Conquest of the American Continent. It's by Robert W. Mary, and it was published in 2009. And a book that just came out in 2019, Lady First, The World of First Lady Sarah Polk by Amy S. Greenberg. It's also a very good read. Sarah outlived President Polk by more than 4 decades. She passed away in 1891. Our next program will take a look at our nation's 12th president, Zachary Taylor.